Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, July 7th, 2025. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2025, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots magazine, the 5th anniversary of Queer News Tonight with nearly 10,000 stories and 10 million views in 2024. We will produce Pride Fest Diversity Pride in August and Pride Fort Lauderdale next February.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Queer God Squad remembers Beverly W. Harrison, feminist champion of sexual and gender justice. Beverly Wildung Harrison was born in 1932 and died in 2012. She was a pioneering American Presbyterian feminist theologian whose work contributed greatly to the field of Christian ethics. As the first woman president of the Society of Christian Ethics, she spent 32 years teaching at Union Theological Seminary in New York City, where she was widely regarded as the, and I'm quoting, mother of Christian feminist ethics. Harrison's contributions were marked by a passionate commitment to justice and a rigorous application of feminist social theory. Her landmark book, Our Right to Choose, Toward a New Ethic of Abortion, provided a groundbreaking moral argument for women's reproductive freedom, asserting that women's moral agency and bodily integrity are essential social goods. Other influential works include Making the Connections, Essays in Feminist Social Ethics, and God's Fierce Whimsy, Christian Feminism and Theological Education, which she co-authored. Harrison consistently emphasized the interconnectedness of economic, racial, sexual, and gender justice issues, advocating for the oppressed and challenging traditional theological frameworks. Her legacy continues through her extensive writings and her profound impact as a mentor to generations of scholars in feminist ethics. She often collaborated with her companion of many years, feminist theologian Carter Heyward. Mm-hmm. You know, when I consider feminist theology and all that it entails, all that it has offered in that area, Beverly Harrison, of course, certainly makes that list, along with Carter Heyward, both of them. Now, Harrison encouraged women to find their theological voice through their experiences, and that is something that was quite new at that time. And I actually have a quote from her book, Making the Connections. It's just a one-sentence quote, but she wrote, "We are attempting to find language that affirms the reality of our being, our experience, our stories, in ways that avoid reinforcing the power dynamic already in the history of a world created and constructed by the patriarchy." Ooh, that was deep. That was really deep, but good for her. That was something that was really new at the time that she wrote that.
She was on a panel. It was one of the last public engagements she had. There was a panel honoring Dolores Williams. One was theologian. She was retiring.
Oh, yeah. Moving
back to Kentucky, to Louisville, where she's from. And so there were all these ethicists and theologians on the panel. And she was one of them. And she was still, like, her cognitive state was not what it had been, because she was in retirement and needed to be not as out. But she came out for this because it was so important. She was good friends and, with all these great scholars. And so I remember that. So I had never seen her publicly. So I finally got to see her because she was on this panel and she got to speak. And so I finally got to see Beverly Harrison live and in person. Now, I'd taken courses and workshops and heard sermons and interviews and read books by Carter Heyward. Mm-hmm. So I kind of felt like I had a connection because I got a lot of Carter. But I finally got Beverly Harrison. Now, but what I remember most about her isn't my experience of her or even my secondhand, people she knew. someone that went to seminary when she was on faculty there was struggling. Was having trouble keeping up with the schoolwork and relationship. I think they'd had like a bad breakup or something, and they couldn't focus, and the schoolwork was just overwhelming, and seminary's hard anyway, and they were just kind of felt like they were falling apart. They were ready to quit, just drop out and just get a job at the bank, whatever. And she talked to Beverly. I don't know if Beverly was her advisor or if she just randomly said, "Let me talk to Beverly," but she talked to Beverly, and Beverly must have been super present and very kind, because she said that refocused her, and she got sort of got a plan and got herself together. And what happened from that conversation is that she went into recovery, because that was also part of, it certainly wasn't helping anything, and so getting into recovery. And knowing she had someone supporting her, and I think maybe she was even like in a class of Beverly's, and Beverly's like, "Well, don't worry about my class, you're okay." I mean, just some support and some refocusing, and she got it together and graduated, even went on for a doctorate. But she always credited that conversation as saving her academic career, which then of course saved her professional career. And so she said it was down to Beverly Harrison. So that wasn't my experience, but someone who said 100% changed her life. I'll just never forget that story.
What a great story.
So great scholar, but apparently a great person.
Yes.
That's a beautiful story. So listening to Reverend Dr. Ann talking about Harrison and how she made sure that women had a voice, and I always remember a comment that people have said, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And it's important to understand why it is so important, even more so maybe today, that women's voices be heard, because there are still, to this day, so many panels where men, and only men, are discussing issues that are important to women. How in the hell can you talk about issues that are important to women and women are not at the table? It is the craziest thing that I've ever seen. And for
well, what's important to me in my uterus? Wait a minute. What?
If you had one, I bet you wouldn't think that way.
Not the truth. Yep.
But for Harrison to be on the forefront, for Harrison to be able to speak to issues that maybe had never been discussed out in public. Thank goodness that she was there. Thank goodness that her voice was heard. And thank goodness that people such as yourself can look back and say, that helped a little.
And she was one of the first people of notoriety, probably not the first person ever, one of the first people of notoriety that was a resource for others to give a theological argument for abortion.
Yes.
Like not just the defense, not just always okay, or it's it's understandable, or sometimes it's the worst, it's the least of whatever evils. No, there is a theological reason why this is an option. This is a good thing. There's a moral choice to be made here. Blah blah. She was one of the first, and so we owe her that contribution. In fact, I believe that has been lost. Like we should resurrect her scholarship around that.
Of course, I went to the Episcopal Divinity School in Cambridge, and they would have summer intensives. And during the summer intensive, Professor Harrison was one of our instructors. It was a human sexuality class that Professor Carter Heyward was teaching, and she brought her in as a guest presenter, and it was actually on our right to choose.
Oh, wow, very cool.
Discussion. And I just remember when she walked into, Professor Harrison walked into the room, she looked at everybody sitting there, and at that time, it was like it was a bunch of men sitting there.
Yeah.
And she just kind of walked back out the room and came back in, and then she said, well, I guess you men folks need to know something too, so I guess I'd better teach a class. So, like, okay, here's the feminist theologian saying there's men folks need to know something about how this stuff works as well. And it was a great, she taught us, I think we had her like for 2 days back to back. And it was just one of those moments, like you realize looking back at it, that you were sitting in a room listening to someone who was a historical maker, and it was a moment in time. And now I'm thinking about on what she taught in that class. It's like, we needed it then. We needed the foundation of what we did there in order to do what we're doing now.
That's right.
And we cannot do it without those voices being present in the discussion.
And that's today with the Queer God Squad. Before we go, we want to invite you to consider a wonderful travel experience. The Divine Science Federation International and the Divine Science Ministers Association invite you to join Charting a New Course Retreat at Sea. It's a 5-day, 4-night cruise aboard the MSC Seashore, starting at just $299. Departing on November the 2nd, this all-inclusive getaway features free bus transfers from Ocala, the Villages, and Leesburg, plus free Wi-Fi throughout your journey. Enjoy open bar access for only $99, both on board and at Ocean Cay Marine Reserve. You'll explore Nassau and Paradise Island, both in the Bahamas, and relax on MSC's exclusive island, Ocean Cay Marine Reserve. Special perks from the Happening Out Travel Club include private happy hours and exclusive dining events. You can book your spot with a $199 deposit. Then there's only $100 to go unless you want to upgrade some stuff, which you can. If you haven't heard of Divine Science, you have heard of what it's about. If you like Oprah and Chopra, Louise Hay and Michael Beckwith, spirituality that is based on love rather than dogma, or you're familiar with Silent Unity and the Daily Word, or the progressive, positive, practical spirituality of the Sunshine Cathedral community, then you already have a pretty good understanding of divine science, a New Thought school of thought that has been around since 1888. This nonprofit 501c3 trip is provided at reduced prices because of the charity fundraising educational mission of the Travel Club. We invite you to join us on this amazing cruise for fun, connection, and spiritual renewal. For more information or to reserve your spot, visit divinesciencefederation.org. I say visit Sunshine Cathedral 1,000 times a day. I invariably mess up when it's time to say anything else. But for this, you'll want to visit divinesciencefederation.org and click events.
Get ready for an incredible journey on the Ultra Deluxe MSC Seashore. This 170,000-ton, $1 billion ship offers 5-day cruises from just $299. With free transfers from Ocala, the Villages, and Leesburg, getting to Port Canaveral is easy and convenient for you. There is more. You can upgrade the experience with our $99 open bar package and enjoy unlimited drinks, cocktails, coffee, and more for not one, not two, but every day of your cruise. Your special Travel Club package also includes free Wi-Fi. This MSC Seashore cruise will take you to Nassau and Paradise Island. You also enjoy the pristine beauty of Ocean Cay Marine Reserve, the world's top-rated private island experience. It's a slice of paradise waiting for you. Plus, your open bar access extends to the exclusive Ocean Cay Island too. So, if you dream of sipping on drinks and unwinding on stunning beaches, this is the day for you. When you purchase the $99 bar package, you also receive complimentary Wi-Fi for all 5 days, so that you can share every unforgettable moment with ease with the world. You'll also enjoy exclusive onboard events with fellow travelers, from private happy hours to special dinners. It's all included just for you. Last but not least is the ease of booking this trip. You can secure your spot with just $199 deposit and then pay just $49 a month. Why wait? Book your cruise today for the adventure of a lifetime. Call today to book your dream journey on the MSC Seashore Cruise.
I invite you to like and share this episode on your social media, and also welcome you to find Sunshine Cathedral on Facebook or Instagram, and to visit sunshinecathedral.org. There you'll find worship services, newsletters, ways to donate or request prayer, and you can watch some special videos featuring our bishops and amazing guests from around the world.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.